and gentlemen, we are back, and as you're seeing the podcast now, it is no longer just Sensei and Wade, it is the breakdown. Right. Go ahead, do it. Yeah, there you go.
Damn, I forgot. I
forgot the board again, and this is sad because this is not our first time talking about this. You guys haven't seen it, but yesterday we recorded episode 3. We did this whole intro, the breakdown, board breaking, and dumbass Wade forgot that he was double recording audio, and it sounded like both Sensei and I were in a shouting match with one another and also trying to talk cordially. It was awful, so we had to...
Which is surprising because typically I'm the guy.
Yeah, and it was me.
Who messes up anything technology-wise. I was like, as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, what did I do, bro? Like, I knew I messed it up. That was like my immediate reaction. I thought you were joking.
No, it was me. It was a doing of my own stupidity, and I got it fixed. We're all good now. But first thing I want to do before we even get into this podcast is I want viewers to rate the cut, because you know what? I'm kind of salty that I think yours is going to get rated higher. Go ahead. Show them the double-sided here. We both got haircuts.
The fade. I'm kind of happy we redid the pod because I was like, now I got a fresh cut because I can't stand. Like, listen, I think the viewers will understand what I'm referring to when I say this. But, like, people like me, okay, we can't do the in-between. Like, it's either clean cut or it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way it grows in, like, it just doesn't look the same. It's not like my hair's just a little longer. I need to cut it down a little bit. Like, no, we need the fresh cut. If it's not fresh, like, we're looking crusty and it just feels terrible. Your kind of people can just get away with it sometimes.
No. Let me tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you. Okay, first off, there's Sensei. Here I am. Don't look in the back of my head. I'm self-conscious about it. But I'm pretty sure I was laid as a baby. Like, okay, I'll show it. You see how my head does this, like, kind of like lump down? I'm pretty sure as a baby I was laid on, like, the back half of someone's knee, and this part of my head just kind of, like, fell off the side and, like, just kind of seeped underneath. But this is, speaking of haircut stories, mine is like a Brillo pad, right? This thing turns into a full-on Jerry curl. You can look in my community on some of my old videos. They're like, Wade, why are you perming your hair? Wade, where do you get your perm? Because that's like a thing now, right? The TikTok kids do like the perm. I don't do that. It's just the way my hair grows.
Bro, does your hair cut? Didn't you just buzz it? I feel like you just buzzed it recently.
I just buzzed it, and look how quickly it came back. Remember what it looked like at Creator Clash, where it was still kind of like I had no bangs, like nothing? That was like the worst, by the way. When I have it at that weird spot where there's no bangs and it looks like I have like a lineup, it's the worst. I hate that. But this is my story, and we'll move on. I was living in Florida, right? This was 2017. I was trying to intern. I was trying to do like pro wrestling stuff too, by the way, at this time. We'll get into like that stuff one day. But I go to get my first haircut in Orlando or Kissimmee, Florida. So shout out Kissimmee, Florida, if anyone lives there. I go to get my first haircut when I moved down there, right? I'm like, oh, I'll just go to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an appointment, whatever. I'll just go to the barbershop. Well, I didn't realize, at least in the area I was in, the guys that were cutting hair down there were mostly Puerto Rican guys, right? So I go up in the spot.
Insert air horns.
Yeah. Insert the air horns. Well, I go into the spot, and you can see my line right now, right? It's not fully straight across. It does like a, I've got a little deal here that kind of like does the Harry Pinero, the Majin Buu, the Magneto. Anyway.
Oh, boy.
So I go in, and I was like, yeah, let me get like a, mid-fade, you know what I'm saying? The typical white dude haircut, whatever. And so the guy starts giving me the cut, and it's fresh, you know what I'm saying? He does it. And then he takes the clippers and comes right across the front side, bro. Gives me a little lip off the end. Gives me a little widow's peak that I don't even have, because he just went straight across, you know what I mean? Like, so imagine you go straight from here and came right across, you know what I mean? So
that's the worst feeling,
dude,
bro.
It was
worst feeling.
It looked like I had a 5 o'clock shadow just at the top of my forehead, though. It was awful. And so he sends me out of there going, oh, man, the girl's going to like you, bro. She's going to like you. And I'm like, you can't just say that and act like you didn't just give me a half crescent moon. You can't just say what you just said while giving me that haircut. Bro, I had to go to the next barbershop down and say, just buzz my shit. Just take it all off. Because it looked hilarious. Now,
I've been there in situations where you just don't like the cut. But now I got my barber now, and I just get the same thing every time.
Shit's clean.
So it's nice.
But yeah, man, we're back. It is, as we're recording, 5:24, meaning we watched the Celtics game last night. Your Celtics 2-2 series with Miami. They play tomorrow night. Any thoughts on Beantown going back to MIA and trying to get this series done, get one there, get one at home, win in 6? What do you think?
I mean, Boston is a team that likes to play like really good when its back's against the wall, and when they're winning or when they're ahead, I feel like their heads get too big. I can't stand watching them play.
I mean, Marcus Smart got a massive head to begin with. Fair play.
Facts. But Game 5 is like historically a very important game to win.
Huge. You have to win Game 5.
You know? So I feel like since it's like a must-win game, you know, I think it's a game that we're going to, you know, win. I could definitely see us losing Game 6 at home because we think we're just going to end it and then
close it out and then
close it out in 7.
Massive.
We're super dangerous in 7, you know?
Yeah.
So
when's the last time they had a Game 7? Was it Bron in the Garden and he took your hopes and dreams? Is that when that was?
No, we just had one with the Bucks.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I meant at home. Game 7, but they were.
At home.
No, they were at home, I think. Sorry, I just.
Yeah. No, Tatum dropped like 46
Tatum,
or 45.
You were like, Tatum's got to go crazy.
So.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about because Bron took the soul out of that team in 2018 anyway. So.
Yeah, but we were old, you know. We're not going there right now, dude. We're not going there now, bro.
We're gonna go there, but not tonight. That's coming up.
Not tonight. You know, we can go. We can go Cristiano Ronaldo in soccer, bro. Dude,
did you see that?
Bro, of course I saw. I was talking to Jasper about it today.
Let's talk about it.
We have to talk about that. I love it.
Okay, so I've been doing this thing on Twitter, right, where I have been opening up debate series because I think people don't know, like, what my opinions are outside of fight stuff, right? Or like
right.
Sports stuff, whatever. So the first one I put out, and this is not debatable, but you guys can debate it in the comments if you want. I said very simply, the fastest player in the NFL is faster than the fastest soccer player on the planet right now, right? That's it. That's all I said. I said debate or whatever, or tell me why I'm wrong. Now, I'm 100% right, and I don't think people realize it, but I am. And they got so upset, and I found out where the majority of my following now is on Twitter, by the way, and it's like vastly UK. Vastly.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, I kind of knew that, but I didn't really, and I love you guys, by the way. Big up the UK. Big up everybody, by the way. But you have to realize you were wrong here. But that wasn't even the bad one. Like, everybody's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, whatever. This is another reason why we are.
Bro, the speed thing is one thing, but you opened up a whole.
I opened up the and I talked about
this. Bro.
We talked about this while we were in Florida, by the way.
We did.
And I thought it was a great. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, this will be a perfect debate topic one day.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm wrong on it. Like, I'm in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm 100%. Like, I'm right. Well. So yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you what happened after we got off the podcast, because let's just say I was up till 4 a.m. yesterday.
No way.
I'm tired. I'm dead tired today because of it. But anyway, we'll talk about it. So yesterday, I'll get the tweet up right now. I said very simply, where was it at? Oh, I got super downvoted. I said, as the world sits right now, if soccer slash football, because I know people don't like when I call it soccer, but that's what we call it here, was the top sport in the USA and our best athletes grew up playing it, the USA would be number one in football slash soccer national team in the world. True or false? And then I said, explain your position. Now, what I failed to mention in that, I wasn't as descriptive as I wanted to be, right? What I tried to get across there was if our guys grew up playing it, if our people grew up coaching it, if it had been like a number one sport in this country and done like treated like so for, let's say, 100 years, right? Since 1900.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right.
I thought that was a pretty easy slam dunk on my end, and that's why I did it, because I wanted to see like how people were going to rationalize telling me that I was wrong. And boy, did people tell me I was wrong. I got not only did I get 71% false to a 30% true, but I got ratioed on almost every single reply that I put out there.
Bro, there's no. I was talking to Jasper. I'm like, there's no way you're gonna win that debate, bro. No. I was like, it's like
Jasper debated me, by the way. Jasper,
heavy, dude.
Jasper did not want.
I was
so.
He was like, he texted me. I was dying laughing. I went straight to Twitter. I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm like, you understand, like. Soccer to foreigners, this is all they have. I'm like, Jasper, this is all you got.
Yeah.
You know? So it pisses you off even more because it's an American thing. So they're not you're not gonna win this debate because we're American.
That's the big thing, is because it's an American thing. That's
number two. I'm like, you're a Southerner. I was like, soccer to them is like college football to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not gonna, I'm like, you're not going to, even if you're right, bro, you're not going to win the debate. Like, they're not, at least to them, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
There's people who think that Ronaldo is, like, the greatest athlete ever.
People were telling, like, it got to a point where I was like, I have to go to bed, because what I'm saying to people at this point is not getting through to them. And they're just sending me clips of Ronaldo doing bicycle kicks and saying, why can't LeBron do this? Which, by the way,
I know, and
LeBron, again, had trained at that level with doing the same things with a 42-inch vert at 6'8". Could jump up and lay down and turn and kick. You know, I'm not saying he would be Ronaldo, but
right. But no, I told Jasper, I said,
you dipped like a little toe in. You were like, I think maybe. I was like, yeah.
No, I texted him today because I was like, here's the thing, like. When in America, I was like, so you can understand, if you want to make it in sports, okay,
right,
professionally, and you're a serious athlete, basketball, football, baseball, then like hockey, and then if you don't make it in those, it's like soccer,
or
like
track and field,
correct. But that's how low it is. I was like, so if you're not in like the top 4, unless you like love soccer, if you're not like in the top 4, you don't consider yourself going to be making it as a high level professional athlete, right? That's just soccer in America is played Little League.
It's played Little League, and it's played by like very private, like money.
Right, and it's popular in Little League. Like kids all in my area play soccer
AYSO
when they're younger,
stuff,
and then
right?
Then they stop playing.
Yeah, it's like Pop Warner, and then that's it.
And I said, so when it comes to that's men's though. I was like, that's when it comes to the men's.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look at those sports, we're also number 1. If you look at basketball, so where it's most important, we are number 1.
Right.
Now, granted, most of the world doesn't play the sports that we're number 1 in.
That was the argument that they were tossing out.
So that's a good argument.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
But I said, if you look at the women, though, if you want to look at, if you're a girl, the main sports you want to get into, if you want to make it as an athlete, soccer, basketball, softball, track and field, volleyball, right? You're talking like those are the core sports, but soccer is like a main one.
Right.
And look, we're number 1 in the world. So
listen,
I was like,
the main
female soccer
that it came.
I told Jasper, I did say we are number 1. I said, but it's just with the girls.
You came in like a little slit. I was like, yes, Sensei's got my back. But the main thing it came down to, and this is what Jasper said, this is what a lot of people said, and maybe I don't see it the way they're saying it. They're like, I think they got really hung up on the athlete part. I was like, you guys have the bats. That's not all soccer is. It's just athletes. It's not all soccer is. Just athletes. And I wasn't trying to say that was what it was, right? What I was saying is with everything else the same, right? And they kept doing the Messi thing, but Messi plays one position, not all 11. And I was like, that's not. He's good at, that's great for that position, but I know a Tyreek Hill that is also short, compact, and has quick feet, low to the ground, can cut directions like nobody's business, has start-stop time that's never been measured in the NFL, But what got them was like, oh, all your sports in America and all the sports that you guys care so much about are just all freak athletes. I'm like, it's not just those people. We have skilled players.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing to say. Like soccer is the most skilled sport or something.
Yeah, and I was like, we have guys that have skill. It's just that they also are combined into bodies that are, bigger, stronger, faster than most other countries can provide by the fact that we have so many people in this one country, and just by proxy, it's going to happen that way, right? And because we train for specific sports that do have accentuated those, talents. Like if you have a LeBron that's already going to be a big, tall guy, he probably wouldn't have been 280, 270 at his peak, right? If he was going to be in soccer, but it was a fun debate. I
loved it.
I want to keep doing those though. I really do. Even if people don't agree, I think they're really, really fun. And I think
they're so much fun.
Yeah. And I think if you take I took the time for 4 or 5 hours there. And this is what happened. After we recorded the podcast, I got back on and started debating, and I did not go to sleep until 4 a.m. and I was dead tired. I was like, okay, I can't do that ever again. That was terrible. But
bro, in the athlete thing real quick, for me, when it comes to the physicality part, there's obviously a skill set part. But to me, the sports that are the most difficult and that require the most skill set are the ones where the people are the least athletic and can excel the most, like golf and baseball.
Yeah.
Like when it requires fine skill sets, gross motor skills like hand-eye coordination, those are very difficult. You don't need a lot of athleticism, but you have to be very good at something, right? But then there's the physical aspect, and people will say in soccer, giant field, you have to run up and down. But I've always said, and I'll say this about including combat sports, the sports that are the most physically taxing and require the most athleticism, like combined athleticism, are the ones that require the most amount of rest while you're playing, in the least amount of duration.
Right.
So if you're playing basketball in a soccer game, no one can play a full basketball game without getting subbed.
Right.
And that's not against their athleticism. It's because of the way the game is played and the pace that the game is played.
Right. You
and the
rarely see
that's
a guy
required.
play 48. Rarely.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
Let alone consistently.
Yeah.
Right? Then football. You can only play one side of the ball.
Yeah, no shot.
You can't play both sides of the ball.
No.
You can barely complete a drive if you play most positions, like running back,
skill position,
receivers.
Yeah.
Even if you do something well, because it requires so much intensity.
It's true.
Right? You need that kind of, and then you play only 16 games. Right? You can't play more.
Right.
The body can't handle it.
No, absolutely not. Guys
Right?
that go
Then
to
you
that's why repeating at the Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl and then repeating is,
Then you look at
again, fair play to soccer players too. But
if you look at the lifespan of a career, the shorter it is, the more taxing it is on your body.
Right.
Then you go to combat sport, to me, I'm like, okay, three 3-minute rounds or 3 5s. It's a 15-minute thing.
Yeah.
That's clearly the most difficult.
Yeah.
Because if not, it would be longer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me, I'm like, I think,
boxing rounds.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know because soccer does have a lot of changes of possession.
Yeah.
And you can find ways to rest.
Yeah.
Similar to basketball, find ways to rest on the field.
Right.
It's different.
It is different. Yeah,
right. It's a different kind of athleticism. So it's hard to say, which one's, but when it comes to what's most physically taxing.
Yeah.
That's usually my formula.
I think you're, obviously people would disagree with this and say, no, it's, far more physically taxing to run, 90 minutes or whatever it is. But I think you're probably spot on there, just because at the peak level of that, guys are, expending so much energy so quickly, fast twitch muscle fiber, just boom, go, big explosion, over and over and over and over.
Contact, collision, equipment.
Exactly.
Even contact in basketball, how much is allowed?
Yeah.
Football's not even a contact sport; it's a collision sport. So that's not even close to the same. So I would love to debate. That's why I'm like, I got plenty.
Yeah, no, we gotta. We're gonna include a lot of that here on this podcast too. So we're gonna have not the one coming up, because we have a guest coming up next week. We can't say just yet. I know you guys are gonna be very excited when you hear he's gonna talk to us about some things coming up soon, but we'll wait till then. But after that, we're gonna have another type of debate. I don't care. We'll say it now. Sensei and I, in a couple weeks, are going to do a full podcast dedicated to the LeBron and Jordan debate, and it is going to
a couple weeks. You know what it is? It's because Wade needs to get ready, because I'm ready to go right now. See,
no,
Wade needs to prep, bro.
No.
He needs to prep for it. That's why it's got to be in a couple weeks, because I'm ready yesterday,
I don't got to
dude.
prep for shit. I'm trying to keep us on topic here. All right, that's all it is. Listen, drink your freaking Sensei coffee cup and relax.
Lemonade.
It's not. Nah, I love that debate because I think there's so many ways you can like go with it, and I think you can come out with a lot of different conclusions. I know that you don't think so, but we're gonna get to that in a couple.
No, you can't.
You can't have it. But
only one freaking conclusion.
It's only one. But while we're here, I did want to talk. We found this out last night, but I wanted to talk to you about it today. Obviously, we have KSI's boxing card coming up. Whole lot of stuff that is still up in the air with that. And we also have some kind of off the wall content boxing stuff coming out. Like, let's talk about this. I saw this Kingpin boxing thing starting to pop up left and right.
Yes, Kingpin. I was thinking Pop Star for some reason. I don't know.
Pop Star Boxing
Anyways.
is Drake's new promotion, and it looks like in the main event there are two OnlyFans actresses, and it looks like an older gentleman. I'm not whoever Simple Simon is, and some other guy are in the co-main. It's on Saturday, July 16th. Now, not only is that supposed to be on July 16th, we have supposedly Austin McBroom and mystery opponent. Still no word on that coming out. And then I've heard, and someone got in touch with me in the boxing scene today, was DMing me going, are they going to put Austin on Ryan Garcia's card on July 16th because Ryan Garcia is fighting on July 16th? I was like, I don't think so.
Oh,
but
wow.
my point in throwing all this nonsense out there is to say, are we getting a little, like, off the back of Creator Clash, which is an amazing card, and we're going to talk a little bit about it too and some of the stuff, but are we getting a little bogged down here in YouTube boxing? Are we spreading ourselves too thin? What do you think? This Austin thing, this Kingpin OnlyFans boxing thing, what the fuck is happening?
Dude, well, like I said, the Creator Clash we thought was potentially going to just crash. The Creator Crash, right? Because we had no idea.
The Creator Clash would become the Creator. We honestly did, though. We really thought
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really know, and there wasn't a lot of buzz around it. But, like I said, it came down to the fights. If the fights were trash, the event would have been trash.
I agree.
We didn't know, then the fights were amazing. All of them.
Yeah.
There was a great moments in every fight. People who even went into it with low expectations or were kind of like against it were like, wow, that was dope. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was so well run. I don't even think we were expecting the level of production that we got.
Nope.
Like, we had producers in our ear. We had full, arm swing cams. We were going cut to graphic, yada, yada. And then, like you said, the fights just produced. There was no lull.
Production, amazing. The fight entertainment, which means entertaining fights, not just entertainment, right? Yeah. Entertaining fights was top tier. Like, when I say top tier, we're talking, edge of your seat.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Like, watching KSI Logan. But that's how I felt watching Fury and Wilder, bro.
Yeah.
I
stood up multiple times.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Because when you're watching, you're not going to get professional fighting.
Yeah.
So what you want is competitive fighting and people who are going to leave it out there.
Exactly.
And that is amazing to watch. So if these OnlyFans people come out there and lay an egg, bro.
Apparently Tony Jeffrey or Tony Jeff. Maybe I don't want to be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Tony Jeffrey's just training one of them from Box and Burn up in Los Angeles.
Oh, dope. And here's the thing too. What can go wrong too is that even if people show pretty good skill, because as we know in all combat sports, even if you show good skill, nobody cares. The casual fan doesn't care. Yeah. The fight has to be entertaining, which means you got to be willing to take risk, not just go for the easy W. You got to go for the win. You got to show all that stuff. So even if these guys go out there and they show these guys are pretty good, you don't want the conclusion to be this is pretty good. It's whether they're good or not. like, man, this person is going for it,
Yeah.
right? And then that's the edge of the seat, kind of watching the fight, feeling like somebody's taking the risk, taking shots, not looking to clinch, not looking to hide in the ring, or just score on points. If what you're lacking in skill, if you make up for this Rocky type, mentality and this fight style, I think it works. But I think to me, it's the same when you say like watered down, stuff like that. To me, it's the same as all combat sports. They're in the same boat.
Yeah.
It comes down to the fights and then the fighters. If fighters develop good reputations, look at like Woodley. His reputation was so tarnished because of his fight style, even though he was the freaking champ, bro. Like the top, the
5
best in the world.
5 times defending champ.
People like, you're boring. No one wants to pay.
The frozen
I'd rather
one.
pay for Jake Paul. I'd rather pay for iDubbbz. Like the cat, that type of thing. When they see those kind of fights, I'd rather pay to see that, right? So when it comes to that kind of stuff, and their fan base doesn't really care about boxing.
Yeah.
So if they don't care about it, you have that kind of in your corner. You have that to your advantage.
Yeah.
So,
bro,
I think it just comes down to the fights.
I was so scared, and we talked about this a little bit. I was so scared when Showstar went out and laid a fucking egg like they did, that they were going to. I mean, they almost did. They almost damn near killed YouTube boxing. Like,
right, and it had a lot to do with the fights. It had to do with the fights, the way the fights went down, and the way they handled it, but also the way that they had fought. So, for example,
the fights.
We don't know how the Creator Clash would have handled, like, some of the fights. We know how they handled the national anthem, and it was fantastic. But we don't know how they would have. We don't know how they would have handled if there was like headbutts or cheating or crazy stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how that would have been handled. Right. So the fact that the fighters did this and they raised $1.3 million,
crazy, yeah, man, for sure, fucking
like,
wild.
What?
That's wild.
So, and they put on bloody fights.
Yeah, I was gonna say blood was flying. I'm pretty sure we need to be tested for some sort of disease because it was getting close to us down there.
This might have been. I don't know because I haven't seen too much. This might have been like the most damage-filled charity event ever.
Yes, and people loved it. Like what we were talking about. We didn't know. We are so small in our own little YouTube square or scene, or I am at least. I told you I was still getting shocked by people knowing who I was and the whole thing, and Dr. Mike being like, "Oh man, I watch your." It's crazy to me still, but we didn't realize the fandom of some of these people. Like, yes, you see their numbers and you're like, "Oh, those are massive numbers." Like, that's crazy. But are they going to turn out for boxing? These people don't. Are they going to turn out? They did, and like you said, it was the fights. It was the whole night. And the reason I asked about, like, Kingpin and Showstar and all that, I love this scene so much. And I think Creator Clash, for what damage that Showstar did to this scene, and maybe not even, like, Showstar gets a bad rap. They fucked a lot up. The judging, the allowing people to get tickets and be close to the event when that's not where they were supposed to. There was a whole lot there.
Yeah,
but the fact that Creator Clash just kind of swooped under all that and this scene is doing this again. Like, everybody wants to box again. Everyone. So I'm very excited. Not that you can say anything, but you might have you got a little text/email today before we went on cam. Let's just say possible interesting news coming. Possible negotiations in the work. I could say, right? Yeah,
maybe
we can say that.
Potentially.
We can say that. That's all.
Just
we'll
throw
say.
my name in the pot. I'm in the mix.
Throw it in the pot. Cook it up.
Seeing where I land.
There you go.
What opportunities?
Guys, listen. This is our own platform. So you guys want to see Sensei fight someone? Let us know. You know what I'm saying? We keep going to the well with this, but it seems like there's interest out there. Some people are talking. So if they really want it,
even just talking about me fighting. Like, you talking about me fighting and thinking about the Creator Clash. Like, I'm somebody who likes to be technical. Mm-hmm. Hit and don't be hit.
Yep.
But man, dude, just watching them makes me want to get into a war.
Makes you want to go out and just tag up.
I'm like, I kind of want to bleed a little bit during this next one. I want to, I feel like if I don't in my next one, if I just fight technical, I'm almost like doing a disservice. Like, they perform better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
that part's inspiring. It's like watching it is inspiring. So I was totally shocked.
As soon as the fights were over, and we had another fight, an actual pro fight after, and I went to the bathroom, and the guy got knocked out cold while I was in the bathroom. But
bro slept.
As soon as the fights were over, you and I were in the ring immediately.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, all
dude.
weekend, you can tell Sensei wants to. Like, I know you don't have to fight. I know you don't, you know what I'm saying? You're not. But you can tell you're itching, a little bit.
It's exciting just to go out there and nothing like it to go out there and compete.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, just to go out there and compete it's a wild thing.
Well, I hope promoters are watching, man. You have a guy here that is primed, that is ready. Just, you know what I'm saying? Someone hit the man up, you know what I mean? But I was going to say, we got in the ring. I you know what I'm saying? Surprised you a little bit with a question mark kick. I don't know if you saw that coming, huh?
You did. I was like, oh, I did not. I did not.
You think I had that in the arsenal, huh? I didn't.
I haven't
to
seen
be honest,
it.
I don't really have that much in the arsenal.
All I saw was a little cheeky stuff on the bag, and that you posted on socials.
It hasn't come out yet, man. But
I could tell. I was like, you can move though. I know.
Oh, yeah. When you see it, when you know, bro.
Yeah.
But that's kind of on purpose, and a lot of people always act like, wait, when are you putting stuff out? Wait, it's coming, guys. It's just let me get to where I'm not a walking broken ankle or torn off bicep or anything like that, and it's coming. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But I'm saying Sensei gets a fight, and the pod's important. Maybe I fly out, have a little camp vids. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
So something like that. We'll see.
Let's go. The takeover.
But yeah, like I was saying, Creator Clash is taking this thing on such a new trajectory, and the two guys in the main event are now looking for fights. Your boy got a text yesterday. I'm not going to say from who. I'm not going to say about necessarily who, but, and we saw the video from iDubbbz. He wants to fight again. iDubbbz wants to fight again. And I got a text that said they have an opponent in mind, and that it's around 100 and, I guess Ian's weight is 160, 168. Somebody was letting me know. I'm not going to say who, but I'll ask you. Who do you think? Who does iDubbbz fight next?
I don't even know these weight classes. I don't know. Who's 160-ish? Wasabi?
Wasabi is a very interesting name for that fight. If that was something, I mean, we all think that it's going to be.
I think they match up pretty well.
That's what I'm saying. Because we think it's going to be Alex and KSI. We don't know, but we think. I mean, Alex is calling for the fight on every time he can get on camera, which he should be, by the way.
It's the most talk about a fight that seems like it's most capable of happening.
Yeah.
Most realistic.
What I would think is if Alex takes that fight first, they do it later. But I like the Wasabi and iDubbbz fight. Who else?
Gib, maybe? I kind of
fucking fight.
Yes.
Gib, iDubbbz. Pressure on pressure. Fucking phone booth fighting, dude. Who comes out on top in that fight?
Dude.
Because they fight exactly the same.
I don't know. I know they do.
Ian might be, I don't know. Gibbs' gas tank, his forward pressure might be a little more.
Yes, but we couldn't see what Ian
exactly
was going to do, right? Because he was getting cracked. He was hurt.
He was getting cracked
a lot of the fight.
Yeah.
So he was fighting, but he was fighting hurt a lot of the fight.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was just, and he seemed like a little bit of a slow starter. Mm-hmm. He did say in the video that, that touch glove and then that hit, he was surprised by the intensity.
Mm-hmm. Which is normal, by the way. It's normal.
Yes.
Because it's like game speed.
Gib is going to be Gib is going to be on 6th gear the whole damn time.
Gib has
Whether
done
he's
3
standing
rounds
up
in the
or
back.
on the ground.
He's already done 3 rounds in the back.
He's just balancing and slow. He's ready to go, dude. He's going to be going the whole time. But
I like that fight, though. I like that fight.
I know, and I think I may be thinking too stuck on like the community that I already know. Maybe someone from the Creator Clash event. I don't even know.
That's true, but you got to. But the thing is, though, iDubbbz is on such another. Like now that he's been in that main event, You can't unless I don't know who. I mean, who from like Alex Ernst maybe, but would people really?
I was thinking it.
Yeah,
I mean, I was like Ernst. I don't know.
The fight itself, I like, but would that be something that the people would really? Would that be something Ian would be like? Oh yeah, I'm down to do that. You know?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I'm like, the reason I say I don't know is because
we didn't know the first place.
We didn't know there, and the people were going crazy.
Yeah. Michael Reeves
so
came
I felt
out
kind
and
of
it
out
felt
of touch, dude.
Michael Reeves came out and it felt like an earthquake was happening. Charlie looked over and goes, "The ground is moving." Legit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So I don't know because I'm like, I could feel like, oh, this won't be like a big fight. Yeah, okay. Next thing you know, Graham and Reeves is just causing earthquakes.
It was wild.
So I'm like, bro, what?
The two smallest dudes on the card had the people rocking.
Reeves really.
Yeah, Michael Reeves. I'm surprised at the fact that he, like, one, picked up the sport the way he did, and two, was just like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. He's
really, and we saw him
really good.
And we saw him after too. I saw him outside the ring. I don't know if you saw him. And somebody asked. So we were outside the ring. It was post fight.
Yeah.
He was just walking around like we're getting ready back to take one of the buses back. Yeah. And someone's like, "Hey," they asked him a couple of questions. They were like, "You're gonna fight again?" No, you saw him. And he's like, "F no."
Oh yeah. When he said it, he said that on the mic too. So I guess he's adamant about it. He's like,
he said on the
fighting.
mic. Yeah, someone else asked him too, and he was like, "Nah,
nah, I'm not doing it." Hey man, listen, it's not. It's, maybe he got what the taste he was looking for, and that was it. Some people just want to have that experience. That's what honestly a lot of the people that were on the card did. They just wanted to do it for the experience of it. And
I will say the tricky part is like Graham. He clearly hurt him.
Yeah.
Right. It's different. Like when you're fighting somebody, like you've been in the gym sparring.
Yeah.
And there's some guys that you hit and you feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, well,
and there's some guys that you hit and you don't feel bad that you hit them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and if that's new for him, he hit Graham, and Graham's like, he could maybe, like this. Yeah. Same thing with like I did a thing. It's just uncomfortable.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So, because you can really see someone's hurt and not ready for this moment. Mm-hmm. That I feel bad in sparring. I'm like, oh no. Yeah. Some people you just going at it, and the person turns it up, so you turn it up on them.
Yep.
And they get cracked, and you're like, you know.
That's what you get, yeah.
If you don't have that could cause that reaction too,
Sure. No, listen, like, and you know what's crazy about Alex? I did a thing. A lot of the people were on the card saying like, oh, I don't know if I'll do this again, and then a couple days later, I think the swell of support and just the itch to be doing what you've been doing for the last 6 to 9 months, you kind of have that direction, you have that focus, you have that like zeroed in mentality of what you got to do.
The adrenaline is gone and the fatigue is gone, and you're like, bro, that was crazy.
Yep. So a lot of the people are like, oh, I want to do this again. I'm excited. Creator Clash 2 probably going to be in a year from now. Like I said, iDubbbz versus Alex Wasabi is a banger. iDubbbz versus Bryce Hall would be a interesting fight. iDubbbz versus Gib, take my fucking money and run. My lord, seriously. Give me that.
Bro, I gotta hear who. I'm like, now I'm just like trying to decipher your text through this camera right here.
You can't hear me?
Because you gotta know, because you got a text about somebody, about a fight.
Oh, you got it. Oh yeah. Names. You wanna find out who I can't say on here, but I can tell you after. I can tell you after.
I can't wait.
But yeah, if they go after who who they're talking about, let's just say it'll be a big card.
Alrighty.
Big card. And we'll be there. You know what I'm saying? They told us they want us back to commentate it, so we'll be there, man. We'll see y'all there. Let's talk about Mike, though. What about Mike, man? Mike won the fight. I feel like Mike's getting such a bad, like, no one's talking about Mike. I love Dr. Mike, and no one's talking about him winning this fight. And to be honest, he's right up there now at kind of the top of the food chain.
This is what happens when you're not the underdog, Yeah. This is what happens when you're expected to win, unfortunately.
How about Mike getting booed when he walked in?
I mean, that's expected. It was Ian's
he didn't expect
event. Really?
No, he didn't. He's
like
told
the
us
main
after,
villain
like,
of the thing.
I know, and I think Mike is such a good guy that he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to be a villain, and that's going to be something, too, we got to think about when he's fighting again. Whoever he picks, it's going to be someone that he can be himself with and not feel like he's going to get, like, into the tit for tat. Because that was a big deal with this one. That's at least what I think. But Yeah, Mike, he did. He said he was like, I was kind of confused by it, you know? I was like,
Yeah, it's
why?
like, well, it's Ian's event.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, okay, you're fighting the guy who put on the
Yeah, you're the ultimate villain number one. But fair play to him. He won the crowd over with big time, heavy shots. And obviously, like you said, he was meant to win that fight. A lot of natural advantages there from him, but he still had to go out and win it, and he did. Pretty convincingly. So who in the world are we going to get Dr. Mike against? Because we talked to him after in the hotel lobby. The man was, I think, riding off a like you said, adrenaline high. I don't think he went to bed. And we didn't go to bed. Like, we were fucking loopy at 4 a.m.
He's someone that always looks so awake. Dr. Mike just looks awake.
He has no bags under his eyes. Like, where are the bags, bro? How do you look so perfect all the time?
He's just locked in.
I fair play to the guy, dude. He's always doing something. I can barely turn on my computer and edit a video, and this guy's having like,
bro,
he's like saving lives. He's boxing people's face in. He's doing tours and like hugging your mother because she watches his YouTube channel and loves him. Like, what do you do, dude? Not yours, but the people.
He's something else.
But so, who's Dr. Mike gonna fight, man? Let's put the measurables into place here, right?
You had mentioned temper.
We talked to him after, and my mind immediately went to temper. And I was looking out for your boy because temper gets that fight, he's gonna get paid. But two, it makes sense to me. They're both fairly new, because people have been saying Logan. I just don't know if he's there yet. I think you need a little more experience to get up there, right, with Logan, because Logan's better than people give him credit for. But temper makes sense to me. 6'4", 200 naturally. Mike's 200, 210 naturally. 1-0 each. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. They're both coming off wins.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And again, Temper's not a guy that's going to go down and run down Dr. Mike, you know? Temper's like...
Right. No.
Yeah. So, I like that fight. I don't know where they would do it or what card, but I know that Dr. Mike also had said something previously before he had even signed to fight iDubbbz about maybe fighting an athlete. We have Frank Gore out there.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I feel like he could be fighting someone because that Frank Gore and Darren Williams fight came out of nowhere. So it might just be an athlete who's looking to do it.
Well, if he's looking to take that Jake Paul route or get to one of the Paul brothers, I mean, it's a tried and trusted thing now. You go and fight a YouTuber, an athlete, a MMA, and then you just kind of weave your way through there, right?
I feel like we are going to see more like athlete or like random debuts.
Crossover stuff like that, yeah.
Because of it, is like you said, it's getting bigger. Bigger names want to get involved, and if you're like a Dr. Mike, why take on somebody who's like, even though they're a YouTuber, but they have more experience, rather take on a bigger name who's making their debut, who's like strong and athletic but doesn't have as much skill.
Because people saying Logan, I love Dr. Mike, but Logan's dangerous for him. Like,
bro, Logan, let's be real, okay? Let's break this down, okay?
On the breakdown
here. Okay, he took some damage against somebody who, if you compare Ian to Logan, okay, smaller, significantly, naturally,
yeah.
not as fast, does not hit as hard,
nowhere close to as fast as Logan is,
nor does he hit as hard.
No.
So, and Dr. Mike did take quite a bit of damage. So, not taken away from Dr. Mike, but if you're comparing the fight he just had with, Ian versus Ian and how he fought and the damage he took versus Logan, if he's taking those same punches, and also are his punches going to have the same effect
on Logan?
If he did he drop Ian once? So if you didn't drop him, right, how are you going to drop Logan?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it would be a different fight for sure.
And that's if Logan, if Logan's not gun shy.
Yeah, exactly. What Logan do we get? He seems like he is, and we talked about this before too. He seems like, after the Floyd thing, after just going the distance with him, there's a different confidence about him for sure. But does it manifest against a guy that's not 140 pounds?
I know it's weird. Like Logan looked more comfortable. I know he did fight Floyd. He looked more comfortable fighting Floyd than he did JJ. Even though JJ, I know he's bigger and Floyd's smaller. It doesn't matter. It's still Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly. It's still Floyd.
I'll tell you right now. I would feel more comfortable sparring JJ than I would Floyd Mayweather right now. Okay, so it doesn't matter, right? You know what I'm saying? The thing is, though, I will say Logan, because he's an athlete, he appreciates the sport and things like that. I feel like he likes the boxing aspect.
Yeah.
And how unorthodox JJ is.
Yeah, fucked him up.
I think really messed him up. Yeah. And if you put someone like Dr. Mike in front of Logan, who's going to, like, try to box
play his
with
game,
him,
yeah.
I think Logan would just eat that up.
Yeah. Makes sense.
JJ is just so unorthodox, and he's very difficult. Punches come from, like, no one can simulate it.
Right.
No one can simulate the look he's giving you across the freaking ring.
Yep.
You know, it's a different. It's different.
Yeah, going crazy. Yeah.
He's something else. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we like Dr. Mike can get to Logan for sure, but I think he needs something in between.
Correct.
Like I said, I think Faye's temper would be one. I think. I mean, there's a lot of guys. You don't want to see him in there with Josh Bruckner either. Not right now. No. But man, yeah, that's the tough part is at that weight. There are some guys, but they're all like, boom. You know, it's the top. So if you're not there, maybe the athlete
I know, that's the thing
is, you know.
The thing about that weight class, you're right. All those dudes are
JMX, but I don't know if JMX would pull like the people that Dr. Mike would want, you know.
I still feel like Dr. Mike is gonna like you said, Frank Gore.
Yeah,
or like
I think that might be the most
his
realistic.
Name? Who's the dude that wanted to fight?
And Frank Gore just got a knockout, by the way. Oh,
I know.
Was it Sonny Bill Williams you're talking about?
No.
That guy's a tough fight for.
Bro, oh my.
Doc Mike gets smoked by Sonny Bill Williams.
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, Le'Veon Bell. Yeah.
Someone like him, he wants to fight. You know what I mean? You might get like a Brandon Marshall. Like these guys.
I've been seeing Brandon Marshall say stuff about fighting. I've been seeing that too.
Yeah, he's been training for a long time.
He's been training, Lillard, and he did some sparring
Damian's
stuff
still playing. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people who like that.
Yeah.
Big name dudes who like, you know what?
If Brandon Marshall was any good at boxing, good Lord.
He trained. He wanted to go professional. He talked about it. They talked him out of it, but
stud athlete.
If
he starts picking stuff like this up, bro, we don't got a shot. I'm just gonna let everybody know. If him and I saw Chad Ochocinco on Jake's card and he got dropped, but
that's right.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, if it's a different level, if they come down and you know what I'm saying, an influencer level, we ain't got a shot in hell. It's gonna get ugly when those guys say, "Wait, there's money in this." Oh, cool. Like,
yeah.
Bring me my shit. Bring that Brinks truck. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we have those two. Obviously, I want to see them both fight again. I would say Dr. Mike probably fights again before iDubbbz, though. I think iDubbbz is going to sit out a while.
iDubbbz is going to be on Creator Clash 2, I was going to say.
I don't think he's going to fight before Creator Clash 2.
Right. It's going to be the second one, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to see Dr. Mike do his thing. And then we got, I don't know, 2-3 events coming up here in August. Like I said, we talked about KSI. We have no idea what's happening there. We don't know Jake's opponent. We don't know. Logan was supposed to be fighting, apparently. I guess he's not now. We talked about with Logan, you know, that whole Whindersson-Nunes thing. What happened with that? And then
Bro, that was weird.
You told me. I didn't even know this. I thought Whindersson was bigger.
Me too. And then I looked it up, and I was like, bro, what is this?
They said his weight class, natural weight class, is middleweight. In boxing, that's around, 150-something pounds.
That's what I'm saying. When I saw that, I looked it up. I said, what is this? This is a joke.
And you know what's scary? Logan would 100% do it.
Oh, yeah.
He would 100%. Like, it's no risk to him at all. He would eat that shit up and hurt that little fella badly. Like, he would. And I'm not saying Whinderson's bad. I'm just, that's what would happen.
Yeah, okay. How do you feel about this Floyd Anderson thing that just went down?
Oh, Jesus. I didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw the Floyd fight. And what do you expect? When you throw bukus of money at Floyd Mayweather to come do exhibition fights against guys that he used to spar against and tune up then, he's talking to the announcers as it's happening.
I know.
He's doing, he's
Amir.
walking forward with his high guard, and he's doing what he does. He did it to Logan, too. A lot of people are shocked, but he's like, whoa, Floyd's fighting different. No, he's been doing this in every exhibition fight. He's done it to everyone.
Yeah, I think all power to him. I've said this before. I like seeing Floyd do this. I think he's setting a new precedent for retired boxers or people who are previous champions, so they don't have to continue to fight professionally to make money. Because a lot of these boxers, when they get to the end of the career, they have to fight because they have no money, and they got to fight real fighters, even though they're legends. And I would have much rather seen Muhammad Ali do exhibition fights, and get paid a whole bunch of money that he deserves, and
Did
not
he
take
do that
any
against,
damage. He did that in the middle of his career. Yeah, that was in the middle though.
Yeah,
that was like some special. That was some special thing. It wasn't like Floyd, like these people with Floyd, like Floyd's not doing this to showcase his boxing or prove his boxing skill. People are offering him a bunch of money,
ridiculous,
to perform in front of him. Yeah, this is like this is like for a motivational speaker or for like a financial person, you're paying them to be a guest speaker. But Floyd Mayweather happens to be a boxer, so you just pay him his money to box. Yeah, right. That's what he says too. Like, I get paid to do exhibitions. They offer it to me. I'm not saying I'm the best in the world, nor am I versed in the best in the world. This is what you can do. And he's actually came out and said that this is what he's trying to do, something new so that other boxers can do the same when they get older. Because like Muhammad Ali had to fight. Yeah. Because the dude was losing money, and that obviously ended up killing him in the end. So like things like that, being able to see fighters go out and perform, it's like, it's whatever. As long as they're not selling it as Floyd is like, I'm the, you know what I'm saying? They're not selling it like that, and he's getting his money, more power to him, whatever. Fair. But what about Anderson and Jake? That's still, I don't know.
That's something I want to talk about. Did you know too that it took, Floyd and Anderson went on like 2 hours late in that event?
No way.
Yeah. So apparently there was an issue, and this is rumor. I don't know this to be true. I was reading it on Twitter, so maybe not right, but rumor that some payment issues were going down the day of event, and these guys weren't gonna fucking walk until it got sorted. Which
makes
again,
sense.
Why
if
would
they weren't
you
gonna
right?
get paid,
why would you? Why would you do it?
Especially when you're older.
Yeah, there's no point. You
ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody. Exactly. It's like, I'm going home.
Yeah,
I'm out. Bro. I don't care about none of this.
I did see the.
So think.
I was gonna say I saw part of the fight. They were like, Floyd, this is his typical mind games as he walks forward, and Floyd looks over and says, "I do that," and then throws the shot to the body and knocks the guy down. So funny.
That was amazing, classic Floyd. So I think that's cool if he's gonna get paid to do that. Even this tension thing, people they pay him to go out there and do it. It's like whatever,
I worry because Floyd is a unicorn to a degree with this. Obviously, what he's doing, there's not a lot of guys that are going to command the payday he does, right?
Right. That kind of payday, right.
And I think that we see the kind of the swing end of it when we see guys like Evander Holyfield get thrown to the fucking wolves.
Oh my God, with Vitor. Oh my.
Because he's not a quote-unquote boxer, but Evander Holyfield should have passed a physical.
But his team lied to him, bro. Yeah. His team lied to him.
Yeah, and he got thrown in there and thank God, there's a little bit of stumbling around and he didn't take more damage, but it was like, this is not.
But that was so uncomfortable. Yeah. Vitor's like, oh! Like he's like he won the heavyweight champ, bro. Vitor's like. This is the thing. This is why I'll say this. This YouTuber stuff gets a lot of slack, bro. We get a lot of crap talking about us. And let me tell you something. Okay? Minx versus freaking Yodeling Haley was better than Evander versus Vitor.
Wow.
Which is crazy to say. How crazy is that?
No, I agree. It was
words that just came. I cannot believe those words just came out. Better than Vitor Belfort versus Evander.
And more competitive.
Yes.
By a long,
and way more entertaining.
Margin.
I didn't get uncomfortable. I wasn't like Evander. I was like, oh, bro, what is this?
Yeah. He looked like he was moving in slow motion. It was awful to see.
And look at Anderson and Floyd 2 hours late because of payment issues. Yeah. So it's not just like YouTubers don't know how to put on events, because Creator Clash just killed it in comparison.
It's facts, bro.
Which is crazy to say. That Anderson Silva and Floyd Mayweather, goats.
I know.
And they can't even be on an event and get it together.
Facts, dude. But I did watch a bit of the Anderson fight. You know, it was Anderson has these fights. I think people misremember Anderson in his heyday, as having like always ridiculously crazy like fights. He was a technician, right? Like the things he did and was able to do was because he was a sniper. He was so accurate. He was able to be so creative. But sometimes that made fights, when he had certain matchups, that made fights a little tough, you know, as far as like
too patient sometimes.
He was a patient guy, and he would look for openings, and if it wasn't there, he wasn't forcing it. And that was kind of what I saw in the boxing match. He had one knockdown there at the bell. But yeah, people saw that, and we saw the Jake tweet that says he beats Anderson and Floyd in one night.
Beat them both in one night. I was like, oh my gosh.
Which we know what that is.
Jake.
Now, do you think, though, that is the fight? Do you think that Jake and his team saw that and was like, oh, this old man's ripe for the picking, let's go get him?
Well, it's better than, I mean, who else right now?
It's Tommy, and that's it. And then apparently Tommy is, someone linked me on Twitter.
Okay,
said
besides Tommy.
He's in vacation or some shit, but... yeah,
Tommy's obviously Tommy's the
guy.
So, but besides Tommy,
put him aside. It's Anderson,
right?
And it's Anderson. Yeah,
he's the only one that's like available.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't fight people who are on contract.
Exactly. I was gonna say if you keep doing the whole, and that's again, this is something I think we have to say once again, because I've said it, but I don't know if I've been clear enough, and I don't know how I haven't been clear enough if I haven't been. The Jorge Masvidals of the world, the Nate Diaz's of the world, the name another UFC fighter that's currently under contract of the world are not going to fight Jake while they're under UFC contract. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Now, if Nate goes out and they throw him to the wolves against Khamzat Chimaev and he gets, you know, obliterated, or even if he just loses in a fight that's not it's up to Nate. Like, whatever happened in the fight, whatever. But and then he's out, and he's like, I'm going to take my chances elsewhere. Okay, yeah, let's get the Nate fight going. For sure, let's do it. You know what I mean? But until then, you guys, we can't continue to say, oh, Jake first, Jorge's next. Jake first, Nate. It's not going to happen. It's just not. So, yeah.
Bro, it's like me asking Jamar Chase, yo, can you come play with me this year for my semi-pro team? What do you think? You know what I mean, bro? It's like he's on contract with the NFL. He can't go play football somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and Dana is a smart, like, Jake is a somewhat smart guy with how he's approaching the UFC kind of battle he's in. Dana's a smart guy with he's one of the best, if not the best promoter on the planet. Like, we know what this is. But Jake and Anderson, if that goes down, what do you think? I mean, not that you have to be picks right now, but
yeah,
it's a tough fight for Jake, I think.
Oh, extremely tough fight, because like you're talking somebody who
I would give him, by the way, I would give him all the credit in the world. He's at that fight. And I know Anderson's 46, 47.
Correct.
I'd give him all the credit. I'd be like, bro, you
100%.
Can't say anything about what Jake's doing. And, he's picking this guy, not that. You can't say anything if he picks that fight.
Because the thing with Woodley, right? Woodley is not a technical striker.
Right.
A big puncher.
Mm-hmm.
He can hit hard, right? Gun shy. Not very aggressive. Doesn't like to get hit.
Right.
Also smaller.
Yeah.
Right? So, naturally smaller weight class, right? Shorter. But now you have Anderson, who was 205, 185, right? Technical, super technical, understands how to box.
Yeah.
Like, you have someone who's not just... Like, because Woodley was moving, and looking for bombs. That's what he did in his heyday. That's not what Anderson does.
Nope.
So when you have someone, and Jake played the game better than Woodley.
Yeah.
So the question is, if Jake can outbox or play the game better than Anderson and you know, kind of crack that code, that is Anderson Silva.
Yeah. It's impressive.
And he can still fight. He can still fight clearly.
It's impressive. No, yeah, he beats Anderson Silva, and you, like
huge.
I said, you can't tell him shit. He will have beaten a guy more skilled, at least, you know, if we're playing boxing math, than a 5 times over. While he was somewhat of a disappointment, and I hope he's doing well, a 5 times over world champion in Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I know that was.
And it's not like it's Julio at 50. You know what I mean? He's still relatively young. And it was Anderson's first technically, I don't know, I guess he'd had boxing matches before, but pro boxing match, you know?
Bro, and I think that fight would be huge. I know Anderson isn't like all over social media and not super current right now, but the dude is a GOAT.
Everybody knows Anderson Silva. Everyone knows it.
Yeah. So, like, if that fight were to happen, it would be so massive.
And if Jake,
because
and this is another thing,
the fan base, the fight fan base of Woodley comparison to Silva.
Yeah. MMA Twitter, just alone, MMA Twitter would be like clutching
crazy
at pearls because it would be go time. Like you think, and again, this is not like it's a tough fight for Jake. I can say right here, I don't think he wins that fight. But if Jake starts beating Anderson Silva, MMA Twitter will have a full-on fucking meltdown. And
that would be it.
It would be over. Like you couldn't tell Jake. Like MMA fans would just, and it would be the
Jake
best
would
thing
just
for him. It
rub
would just,
it in
exactly
everyone's face, bro. Over.
And I would hate it
As
too.
he should.
I would hate it too, but he absolutely should. He absolutely should. So I think that's the fight. Jake's looking thick too, man. Big boy.
Bro, just talking about this, there's no way that Jake Paul beats Anderson Silva.
I know,
do
I'm
not
not
want to
saying
wake up
that
to
this
that
is
one
not,
day, bro.
I'm not saying this is the realistic possibility. I'm just saying,
right.
Gosh forbid, you know. But if Jake, like I said, if he looks, I think for Jake he needs parity, right? What he's really struggling with is parity.
Right.
And Anderson creates the best parity. Again, it fuels. I mean, maybe not the Marcus Queensberry boxing community, but it fuels that idea in everyone's head. Oh, he can't win this one. There's no fucking way he wins this one, right? And that's been the thing. There's no way.
Right.
There's no way.
Yep.
And that's what people. Oh, this is the one where we're gonna get. And it's the Floyd thing, right? Like to a degree.
Yep.
And so that's what.
Yes. No, it is.
That's the game plan. Because Tommy will do that to a degree, but we've already seen that build up, and it wasn't anything but John Fury saying he was gonna have Tommy do his girl like a dog.
And a lot of, oh my gosh, and a lot of people think that Jake is the favorite in that one.
Yeah, I mean it's the because Jake's been more active, the tide is turning a bit, you know, and people are right. So yeah, that's the fight, man. That's what I think. But
wild.
Shit, man. There it is, episode 3. The Breakdown, new name of the podcast. We're gonna be live on Spotify, iTunes is. I'm a boomer. So it takes a little longer for me to, you know what I'm saying?
Don't look at me, bro.
Sensei's like, nah, fam.
This is the wrong guy.
You're like iTunes? I used to have an iPod Shuffle. What are we talking about? No.
When it comes, let me give you this. When it comes to like stuff like that, I'll just give you this, bro. Ready?
Yeah.
I'll just give you this. Oh.
Okay. We're going to talk about this, and this is going to be the end of the podcast. So, all right. At Creator Clash, don't do that. At Creator Clash, everybody saw Airsoftfatty do the national anthem.
I love that dude, bro. He's one of my favorite people. Like,
I've never met him, and I want him in my family. So
exactly,
he does the national anthem. We're on the ground. We're on the ground, and you know, we noticed that he keeps restarting, but we don't have a clue as to why, other than, okay, the first one he got nervous, 10,000 people arena. My man's trying to make it work, fair play. Second one, third one, right? And then it was this massive moment. We are so excited. We took our headsets off. We're in the crowd waving. It's amazing. Now, 4 a.m. the next day, we hadn't gone to sleep. We're in an Uber to the airport, and we're like, oh, bro, we should look up and see if any of the clips are up from the fight. And, of course, because pirating is what it is, there was a clip of the national anthem. Fatty. And when I tell you we found out the reason why he kept restarting and just how it all sounded, and we could not stop laughing. God.
Oh, my gosh. The fact that he, like, swore on the mic too.
Swore on the mic.
He's like, I don't know what he said, but he's like, F this.
He goes, I don't know. Again, he was like, fuck it. And then like starts pointing at iDubbbz.
Starts yelling to iDubbbz.
He's like cutting a promo on iDubbbz. He's like, the man, this is my guy. I want to do it for him.
And we're singing, by the way. We're still singing.
Everyone was still singing. And they all get done. And we're clapping. And he resets himself, bro, and goes again.
Oh, say. I was like, bro. We were all like, did he just interrupt us? We just helped him, and then he just started over.
And then when he started the third one, there was a crowd consensus. No one would say it, and no one will still say it, but I swear this was the crowd consensus. Everyone like got so much louder and so much more involved.
So much louder.
And it felt like a very big, like, oh, this is awesome. Everybody's doing it together. But I think on everyone's mind was, we cannot let this dude start over again.
Again, bro. We were all so committed to that. We're all so committed. And nothing was better than bro, because he kept messing up. Poor kid. Poor guy.
Yeah, no, by the way,
we're
not trying to take the piss out of Airsoftfatty. He like 10,000 people arena. I'm messing it up the first time, and I'm giving it to Carl Lewis, and I'm out. Like, that's it.
Bro, the way he handled it, the reason it's so funny, like, because he was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
just went. Yeah, he was like,
It wasn't like he was like, oh, panicking.
Right.
It's like, oh, no, you feel bad. He's like, oh, F this. He's just like,
yeah,
we'll try it again. Okay, you guys got it. I guess, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it was so funny, because the way he handled it was just like your homie trying to do something, and he couldn't do it, and we're all just laughing and trying to get through it. That's why it was.
It was such a cool moment, and the fact that he held it out, and then he came back. As soon as he came back, he messed up again and just went right back to holding it up.
Best part, you know what? And maybe this will be you if you can edit this, but the best part is when we're watching it back in the Uber.
Yeah.
And we're laughing, and then in the middle of us realizing, it cuts and from the sky view, and it shows Dr. Mike twisting and freaking warming up his body, bro, because he is so ready to fight, and he is done with this national anthem. Everyone's like this, and there's just Dr. Mike like, freaking, let's go, dude.
Like,
and Ian's like, oh.
Ian's loving it though. Ian's like all in tune, and Dr. Mike's, oh, this motherfucker out of the ring. He was ready.
We have to find. We talked about this, but we have not. I have to look to see if we can find the other thing that happened where he got stuck in the ring. Oh, bro, we have to address this. This cannot go, because no one knew this part.
Right.
They separate. By the way, the fighters were separated.
Yeah, they were in their corners.
They came to the middle.
Yeah.
In their corners.
Yeah.
Refs making eye contact. Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? Then he should have looked to freaking Airsoft and says, are you ready to fight, bro? Because Airsoft, your boy was still in the ring. Because two managers come out, start panicking and saying, you got to get out now. You got to get out. And he just...
he's like...
standing there with his hands behind his back like, all right. And so... and then I go, oh, shoot. Your boy's still in the ring, dude. And I was like,
we both
is this
looked
gonna
over
happen?
and we were like, who are they talking to? We looked. I was like, oh, shit. He's still in there.
Like, I wonder what we said, dude. Did we even? I didn't know.
I didn't say anything. I held my mute button. Was like, he's still in there. Oh man!
I had so much fear of the ref just going, go, and then like no one realizing it until like he's just in there.
It's like they lost him.
Anyways, best part is yet to come. So he starts to make his way,
yeah,
to the ropes, and I still, when I think about it, I don't understand how it happened. I don't understand how it worked. So, because I'm like, if I go to a boxing ring right now, I would break my own back if I tried what he did. So he goes to get out, and you usually step over the middle rope. He lifted up the bottom rope and slid under it. I don't know how until this day. I don't know how he did it, because as soon as he picked up the bottom rope, I was like, bro, there's no. And we're supposed to be commentating because they're about to fight right now.
We're both.
And
by the way, we're both watching it happen. We're like watching him and being like, oh god.
And then the stats guy next to us, we're like, brace ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, oh
Just
no,
in
bro.
case.
Because there was a moment where he like didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? But then he just like fully committed to it.
Went for it, man.
And then he made it, and I was like, and then all of a sudden, they're fighting.
Yeah.
But that was like something super subtle that happened.
Yeah.
That the more you think about it, the funnier it gets.
By the way, I have to say this again. We're not taking the piss. We're not like trying to make fun of Airsoft. It was just
no Airsoft again.
Everything about that event,
bro. If that was you, it would have been the same.
It would have been the same
like,
collateral damage. Like it would have been worse if it was you or I, because
his personality is so cool. Like,
I was gonna say he
vibe,
just rolled with everything.
He's just like, yeah, bro, this is whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
and the confidence to not only start over but do it again and again, and to give the crowd the mic, take it back, mess it up, give the crowd the mic again. Like he knew what he was doing. He was a superstar.
When he was in the and when he was in the ring, they're like, you got to get out. He was like, what? Like,
it was like a stroll for him to get out. He's like, all right. He was like, I'm supposed to be in here. What do you mean?
I felt like I was watching like a sitcom or something. Like I was in a show. I'm like, I'm in a show right now, and like this is like that part where we're all cracking up.
There it is, folks. Airsoftfatty, shout out to you, man. And again, by the way, I want to say this before we go. Him doing that made that main event and the crowd, and like it made it a hot crowd immediately, because there was a little bit of a drop off after Harley called out Dr. Disrespect and the whole thing. It was so like a crowd can't stay hot the entire time without something like that happening to draw it back in, right? And that absolutely did. Jesus. So there it is, man. This is the Breakdown episode 3. You can follow us on socials. I just changed them. It'll be the Breakdown SW on Twitter, and it'll be the Breakdown SW Sensei W.A.D.E because the breakdown was taken.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's right.
On Instagram and Twitter. We're going to have a clips channel. Hopefully, it'll be started by the time this goes up, so you guys can take a look. Face Sensei on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, the W.A.D.E Concept, W.A.D.'s World, and W.A.D.E Plim. My shit, you guys know my shit. But episode 4, we have a special guest coming. I think this should be out on Monday, so hopefully the C's are in the finals, and our special guest you guys will see soon. And then comes the Jordan and LeBron debate. We are out of here. Sensei, any last words?
I'm gonna bring my eye paint for the next 2 episodes,
Woo!
dude. I'm gonna be ready.
There's the little clue for you. He's bringing eye paint.
I'm gonna bring my football. I'm gonna have my football helmet on, dude.
There's a little clue, a little teaser for who this guest is gonna be. Let's just say Sensei has a little bit of a bone to pick. But we'll see you guys next time. This is the Breakdown episode 3. Peace.